Sorry, let me adjust my fanny pack.
What a statement.
I have 7, so it's okay.
One for every day of the week.
They're just, some of them are designer, so it's like if I'm really looking nice, and then other ones are more seasonal.
Underrated accessory.
Exactly. Thank you.
You've played a lot of volleyball together. What was it like to see her have the weekend she did?
Everyone already knows that Lindsay could play like that every single weekend, and so seeing her break out and play like how we all know she can was amazing, and I hope that was a lesson for her that she could do that all the time.
And Lauren was coming off a nice match too. What is it? How much does it open things up to have your left side producing the way they did?
When you have a pin that can produce the way that they both do, it opens up our back row, opens up the middles, the right side, and so just having a pin that can put the ball away out of system and in system is really important to our offense. And so now that they've pretty much been taking over their role, it's going to put a lot more pressure on the other team's defense.
You see those match performances carry over into practices then and sustain some confidence then?
Yeah, it's a lot more competitive. We're trying things that we haven't tried before just because once we master the basics, then we could keep moving on. And so practice is just, we're getting a lot more creative and we're able to move on.
Strange to be at home so much to start. Does that put some pressure on these though, to knowing there are going to be a lot of road games down the way to kind of try to bank as many of these home wins?
Yeah, we want to protect home as much as we can. We want to win for our fans and for the crowd and for the university. And so getting as many home games as we can to start and winning those, that's really important. And just, we traveled a lot for our preseason, and we know how hard it is to play away, especially in the big crowds. Hawaii was tough, and Nebraska, they both have really big crowds that bring the energy for them. And so just getting all the wins that we can at home and then translating that to the away games so we can keep going with our record.
When you play a team like Washington State that Matt calls a top 10 team, they take you to 5 sets at home. They might not even be one of the 5 best in the conference. How intimidating is that? What is your preparation during non-conference time for you guys to combat that?
We've talked about the faceless opponent since I've been here, and so just remembering that there's 9 Pac-12 teams in the top 25, and so every match that we have is going to be a challenge, whether it's the 12th ranked team in Pac-12 or the number 1 ranked team. They're going to bring it every night, and so just having the same mentality every game, stepping into it, and knowing that it doesn't matter who you're playing, you're going to have to give it all every match.
Seems like we talk about Brooke Menaviller every single week, but most digs since Amanda Benson, 35. I think that's tied for 7th most. I mean, just how do you describe what she's doing in the back row?
It's crazy. It just gives a bunch of confidence to our setter, to August, and to everyone on the floor, knowing that if we don't put a solid block up, that we're going to have defense that could be back there covering us. And she's been incredible. I think we struggled the most in our defense last year, and so just having her back there as a reliable player to get everything up, and she hustles. She has so much heart, and she's determined to get everything up. So it's just she puts a lot of confidence in the front row to put it away for her.
What were some of Matt's criticisms coming out of last weekend? Did he have many?
Just that we need to follow the game plan. Pretty much every team that we've played has done exactly what has been on the game plan, and so instead of us trying to do our own thing and then figuring out later that we had to listen to Matt in the beginning, maybe starting to listen to him right from the start, which is hard because no one wants to listen to Matt. Just kidding, haha.
With a couple now, 5 matches under your guys' belt, what have you told the underclassmen to keep staying there all through all 5?
We don't really have to tell them anything. Everyone on the court is just as determined to get the next point as a senior or upperclassman or an underclassman. Everyone wants to win. And so it's more in practice to keep pushing in practice and push us just like it is in the game. So games, it's not hard to have them bring the energy. They're out there, they want to prove themselves, so that's nothing that we have to talk about.